my video footage. To do that, I just did a right click down here and imported what I needed. I double click this. You can see my footage here, and this is just a really boring clip. A bit of movement, there's some rain in the puddles, a bit of movement I decided to work through as well, just to make it more fun. So what I'm going to do is on this, if I drag from here, I get the full audio and video. I don't want that, I just want the video bit. So this little video clip here. So I'm going to drag that in. So I've just got in my timeline just the audio, sorry, just the video, not the audio. Everything below that line will be audio, video up there. So you can see it sort of plays out like this, okay, which is great. So I'm going to just trim it off. I don't need the bit where I'm walking through. I've decided not to use that. Okay, so to trim it off, I can just move the mouse to either end of the clip and trim it down. Okay, I could do the start as well, but I'm okay with that. I'm just going to go through. I quite like this puddle here. Is all the sort of movement that I quite like as the rain's coming down. I've also got the flashing light up there that I could use as my movement. Right, so to do this, I need to create that still image above. So I'm going to hold Alt, ALT, it's not far from the space bar. Click and hold on this and drag it up so I duplicate my layer. Okay, if you've got a video clip that jumps back and forth in terms of the end isn't the same as the beginning, what you can do here is you can do what I've just done there, is Alt, duplicate the clip and then reverse it. I'll show you how to do that now if you're in that situation. So I'll just undo what I've done. So I'm going to do Alt, drag the clip. So I've got the same clip one after another, okay, but then I go to this and I can do Control or click or right click if you've got a fancy mouse, speed and duration, and then I could just reverse the clip so it would then be the same at the beginning as at the end. I don't actually need to do that for this, so I'm just going to do Alt, drag that up, and I've got two clips, both moving. So I'm going to try and create this top layer into my still image. Okay, so I quite like it when my foot is in like that. Okay, I need to highlight my top layer. So you've got your top and middle layer, plus and minus to zoom in or out. Okay, so plus and minus next to the return key. So I've got my top layer selected, and I'm going to find that clip where I want to pause it, which is here. Okay, so wherever your cursor is on the top layer, I'm going to right click, add frame hold. Okay, it'll chop the clip from wherever you've done it, but it means that now that will just stay exactly as it is. Okay, the previous bit will keep moving, so I can click on that and delete it. And then I can stretch this back out, just how I trimmed the other one down, I can stretch that one out. So now this is just completely covering it. Okay, the idea being that now what we can do is we've got our video layer where stuff's happening, our top layer where it's sort of static and not moving, and we're going to sort of just puncture a hole in that so we can see through to the bit that's moving underneath. Let's have a go at that, shall we? Right, so click on the top layer, so it's highlighted. I'm going to go over to Effects Controls up here. Okay, and then I'm going to open up it's opacity one actually. Opacity, and then there's three options. There's the different way to do the mask. You have the oval, a square, or the pencil. Pencil's very good, but it is quite tricky. I'll just demonstrate with the oval to start with. Elliptical tool. So it just puts a circle on my screen like that. Okay, and then I can actually move that round. Okay, so I'm just going to go with this size, this, so it sort of fits it. Okay, there's options over on the right hand side of this, okay, where I can sort of do that, and that will feather it. I don't know if you can see those lines on my video, but there's now a dotted line on the inside and dotted line on the outside where it will fade out rather than just being a yes no situation between the two. So if I were to play that now, it doesn't work. Okay, everything else is moving except that puddle, which isn't what I wanted. You see that this is now static, the puddle, and everything else is moving. I want it the other way around, and that's because this defaults to that setting. The mask bit is the bit that will stay still. So I just want to invert it. So I click invert. It's now the other way around. Oh, hello, my computer's going slow. Spinning wheel of death. Please don't do this to me now. Oh dear, it's going really slow. Is it working now? Oh, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. Right, let's go back. We're on. So, invert. So, hopefully now, when I go back to this, I can play it, because it's inverted it, and that puddle, the rain is still falling. In the other puddles, it's not. Okay? So that's worked out quite well. I can export that, and it will be a reasonable GIF to start with. I could move this circle up to the flashing light. Okay? And then I could have it so that just the flashing happens from the lorry behind me. Oh, my leg popping in there. We have to move that. I'll move that over. But that doesn't work too bad. I prefer it down the bottom here on that one. So that sort of works. That works quite well. Okay. I could now add an adjustment layer. So an adjustment layer will allow you to add effects to it. Okay. I'm going to show you that in a separate video. So I'll just show the export, and then you can watch the separate video for your adjustment layers. Okay. To export, it's really easy in Adobe Premiere. For a GIF, you go File, Export, Media. Usual routine for those of you who know Adobe Premiere or most software where you've got to export stuff. Okay, it's currently a video, so it's going to want you to export a video, but obviously we want a GIF, okay, because Cinemagraphs are GIFs. So luckily you go into it and there's an animated GIF option straight away. So you can click on that. Fabulous. This sort of bit here is where you decide what it's called. I could double click that. I can call it Cinemagraph. I can save it to the desktop. Save. And then the magic button, export. It's normally really short, so it shouldn't take long to export, which is a bonus. And then you can check it. But if you just double click it on the computer, it will open it in preview or something other. There it is. Can drag that to Google Chrome. And there is my Cinemagraph. Quite beautiful, I think you'll agree. Take your time going through that. I know it seems easy when you watch it just like that. It's easy to click on the wrong thing and end up with multiple masks and stuff like that. If you end up with multiple masks, which is the biggest problem most people find, is you just click on the mask. Sort of, I'm not working on that. That means I'm working on this mask. It's highlighted. I just press delete and it is gone. Okay. Give it a go. Enjoy.